But back in round 2 of the competition, a much-needed lifeline seemed to have been snatched away from Gravett and his struggling Trackstar team. This was at Donington, and on this occasion, Gravett watched as teammate Stig Blomqvist guided the all-white car to almost certain victory. Final corner.
He's home, but he's lost it. Blomqvist lost it. Gosh, Sears is through, just yards from the flag. Blomqvist stuck on the curb as David Sears snatches victory at the very last corner, and Rob Gravett sees all his hard work thrown away.
The depths of despair for Gravett, but the very next round he started a winning sequence that turned the team's fortunes upside down.
He's almost home, and Mike Smith bursts a blood vessel with delight as teammate Rob Gravett wins at Thruxton. This is the last corner for Rob Gravett in the absolutely plain, unsponsored Ford Sierra Cosworth. That's it, over the line. Rob Gravett wins. Sean Walker second. It's difficult to see how Rob Gravett is going to be able to catch Andy Rouse and get past him now. Down to Lodge, 2 wins each. Here's the right-hander and Lodge coming up, and Gravett is challenging, and Gravett is through. Rob Gravett goes through. It's going to be a 3rd win for Rob Gravett and the Trackstar team. It is a 3rd win. He's through. They're going through absolutely together. They're touching. Andy Rouse goes on the grass. He pushes Rob Gravett wide. Gravett himself goes over the curve. And Andy Rouse keeps the lead, shakes his fist at Rob Gravett. And some of the trim is torn off the Ford Sierra Cosworth. Now absolutely together. Is Gravett going to try again? We're with him. He's coming up to Woodcote. Andy Rouse is on the left. He's disappearing. Rob Gravett goes through and takes the lead. Now watch this handover. Door open. Gravett out. The mechanics have got the shoulder straps held for Mike Smith. That's a good move. Mike Smith in. They are not changing the tyres, I noticed. That saves time. Job well done. Helmet off. Is this going to be his 5th consecutive win? Mike Smith's got to get past that one. Oh, dear me, get out of the way, says Mike Smith. And Rob Gravett checking. Maybe he remembers Donington when his co-driver Stig Blomqvist spun away the lead at the end. But not this time. Mike Smith keeps it on the island to make it win number 5 in 1990 for Trackstar. And Harvey is starting to pull away a bit. No, he's not, because Gravett is closing as they come up to Riches. And my goodness, he's through. Rob Gravett goes through. Looking back, there is Harvey's car. He is counter-attacking. He's up alongside the White Sierra. He's going to retake the lead. No, he's not. He's lost it. Yes, he's lost it, and that is just less grip. So, Rob Gravett leads. Tim Harvey rejoins second, but Rob Gravett wins round 8 as he won rounds 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7.
An astonishing winning sequence for Rob Gravett, achieved despite intense pressure from the likes of Andy Rouse and Tim Harvey. And now at Brands Hatch, Gravett is once again on pole position as he goes for a 7th consecutive victory to set a new British Championship record. And most importantly, he's taken a very strong grip on the overall competition, with a 21-point lead over the 2-litre runner Frank Sittner. Rouse seems unable to catch Gravett, but Sittner is coming under quite a bit of pressure from John Cleland in the Vauxhall Cavalier. Up front on the grid, it was Gravett from Bristow, who had a good session on his qualifying tyres, but like teammate Tim Harvey, wasn't too optimistic about his race tyres. Rouse right behind Gravett. Amato Ferrari, new to the championship, in the very quick Eggenberger Sierra on row 4. Graham Hathaway, a non-starter from row 4. Cleland led the 2-litre qualifiers, the likes of Kurt Luby and Frank Sittner ready to pounce. The commentator is Murray Walker.
15 laps to go, and only 0.2 of a second covers the first 3 on the grid. Rob Gravett on the left in pole position, Lawrence Bristow on the right, and Andy Rouse behind Gravett's White Sierra. And it's a sensational start by Andy Rouse from the 2nd row, straight through the middle into the lead at paddock, and Tim Harvey is alongside Rob Gravett as they go into paddock. So, coming up to Druids, Harvey running very wide indeed. It's Rouse, Gravett, Harvey in third place. Then it's his teammate, Lawrence Bristow, there he is, Walker and Graham Good. Down to Graham Hill Bend. In car with Lawrence Bristow, ahead of us, Harvey, Gravett and Rouse. Round 30s go the leaders, and then behind them it's the new boy, Amato Ferrari in the Black Sierra, challenging him, Andy Middlehurst, and in 9th position, the Vauxhall 2-litre of John Cleland. Now we're in car with Frank Sittner, 10th position. John Cleland is ahead, leading the 2-litre class. Ahead of him it's Middlehurst. Now into the right-hander at Hawthorne, out of Pilgrim's Drop. 120 miles an hour round Hawthorne, down to Westfield. Cleland ahead. And now we're with John Cleland, leading the 2-litre class, 9th overall. Ahead of us is Andy Middlehurst, ahead of him is Amato Ferrari. Down to Sterling's, the left-hander. From Sterling's on to Clearways. And you can see the way the Ford Sierra Cosworth stride away from the Vauxhall. They've got 550 horsepower and Amato's lost it. Amato's lost it. Through goes Cleland. Through goes Sittner. Through goes Allen. And 24-year-old Amato from Piacenza is out. And there are the 2-litre leaders. What a battle. John Cleland is leading. Frank Sittner is in second place. Then Jeff Allen in the Vic Lee car. There's Cleland. Cleland has won the 2-litre class twice already. Sidney Luby goes through. Kerr Luby is past Allen, up to third in the 2-litre class. Pilgrim's Drop. There are the Labatt's twins. Tim Harvey, number 3, third. Lawrence Bristow, his teammate, number 10, is fourth. Sean Walker there is in 5th position. Graham Good is 6th. Now we're riding in car with Lawrence Bristow. Out of Hawthorns at 120 miles an hour. On to Westfield. From Westfield to Dingledell, third gear, 90 miles an hour as they go through the right, the left, and now on to Sterling's, from Sterling's to Clearways. So Tim Harvey ahead is in third place, we are fourth, Sean Walker is 5th, Graham Good is in 6th position. Under the bridge. There's Sean Walker, behind him Graham Good, completing a lap. Terrific battle at the front. Andy Rouse, there he is, Rob Gravett behind him. Now, Andy Rouse won the first 2 rounds. Rob Gravett has won the last 6 rounds. So this is a battle of the masters up front. It's the same with the 2 litres. Here they are. 1989 British champion John Cleland in the Vauxhall. Leads 1988 British champion Frank Sittner in the BMW. Young Kurt Luby right there too. Third position in the 2-litre class. Cleland in the 2-litre front-wheel drive Vauxhall Cavalier. Sittner behind him in the rear-wheel drive BMW has got a 150-kilogram weight penalty. We're riding with Sittner now, exiting Druids, down to Graham Hill Bend at 90 miles an hour. On to Surtees. Cleland ahead. There's the Vauxhall behind the BMW M3 of Sittner. Behind him is Luby. Out of Surtees, up over the crest, in car with Sittner. Down Pilgrim's Drop, building up to 150 miles an hour on the approach to the right-hander at Hawthorne. Vauxhall, BMW, Cleland, Sittner, Luby. And here are the leaders. Andy Rouse, number 1, leading. Number 11, Rob Gravett, over the line to complete the lap. Nothing in it. This looks like another tyre race. Rouse and Gravett are using different makes. They've got an enormous lead over Harvey, Bristow, Walker and Good. Rouse has got the advantage. He's got a clear lap in front of him. But my goodness, Rob Gravett is really pushing him, almost nudging the rear bumper of Andy Rouse's Ford Sierra as they go down into Graham Hill Bend, on towards Surtees. But if Andy Rouse just stays cool and keeps the racing line, it's going to be almost impossible even for Rob Gravett to get past him. Very, very evenly matched. Drivers and cars. Pilgrim's Drop. This is 155 miles an hour for the Ford Sierra Cosworths. catching the other every inch of the way, into Westfield again, onto Dingle-Dell again. And it's essential to get the line right through there. There it is, the right, the left, the kink in the middle, down to Sterling's, the left-hander, through to Clearways and Clark Curve to complete another lap of this magnificent Brands Hatch circuit. Andy Rouse seeing Rob Gravett big in his rear view mirror. But Gravett doesn't seem to be able to find a way past. And Andy Rouse really needs this win. Into paddock again. Rob Gravett goes very wide indeed. Now they line up for the climb to Druids. Rouse right on the curb. Gravett is alongside him, but he has to drop back because Rouse has got the inside line at Druids. That's the racing line, and here are the 2 litres. Look at this. 7th, 8th and 9th overall. 1st, 2nd and 3rd in the class. In car with Frank Sidner, and that is John Cleland's Vauxhall Cavalier ahead as they go down the Jack Brabham straight into paddock at the end of another lap. Kurt Luby is right behind his teammate Frank Sidner. Up into Druids again. Cleland leading, Sidner behind him, Luby behind him. What an absolutely fantastic scrap in this 270 horsepower 2-litre class. Kurt Luby in the BMW Junior team. It's his team leader Frank Sidner ahead of him. Luby respectfully keeping his distance. Andy Middlehurst is behind him. Then Jeff Allen, then Nettan Lindgren, the Swedish woman driver. But there are the leaders. Rouse is under pressure, but he is just the man to resist it. 4 times British champion. He's a massive 51 points behind the man who's following him, Rob Gravett, in the championship. And Rob Gravett is trying to do something about that. He's trying now very hard indeed to get past Andy Rouse. He's not giving the leader any rest at all. Turbocharged cars, 2-litre engines, different makes of tyre. That could make all the difference in the end. Now, this is the really quick part of the course. Underneath the bridge they go, Pilgrim's Drop. You notice that Andy Rouse has got his windscreen wiper going. Into Hawthorns again, up to Westfield. And ahead of them is Dennis Leach. There he is, Dennis Leach in the white Ford Sierra Cosworth. They've got to lap him. He pulls over and lets them through. That's very good manners. He hasn't interrupted their flow at all as they go up to Dingle-Dell and through it. And that's Sean Walker, 5th position, chasing Lawrence Bristow ahead of him in the blue and white Sierra, 4th place. And ahead of Bristow is his teammate, Tim Harvey, 3rd position. There are the leaders again. It's getting closer and closer all the time. Andy Rouse, Rob Gravett over the line to complete another lap. Gravett is starting to challenge. He's coming up on the inside. He's going through. This is incredible. Did he touch Andy Rouse? Well, we're looking back now from Gravett's car. There is Andy Rouse as they go up to Druids. Gravett has taken the lead in one of the most audacious passing manoeuvres I've ever seen. A fantastic bit of passing. Up into the lead. Andy Rouse down into 2nd place. Out of Graham Hill Bend, up to Surtees. Well, Gravett's got past Rouse. Can Rouse get back again? There's a couple of tail enders that they've got to lap. And as ever, if either of them get in the way of the leaders, there'll be trouble. But here is a replay. Now watch. Rob Gravett in the background in the white Sierra come up alongside Andy Rouse. Do they touch? Didn't look like it to me. Rob Gravett goes through beautifully cleanly, almost on the grass. An incredible drive. Now, here are the 2 litres. John Cleland and Frank Sidner lapping Andy Middlehurst. Sidner goes through and Middlehurst has hit him. Middlehurst in the black Sierra hits Frank Sidner, who nevertheless gets past. Kurt Luby doesn't though, so Cleland and Sidner have broken away, and Kurt Luby's got to get past the Ford Sierra Cosworth as they go into Surtees. There they are, Cleland, Sidner, Middlehurst, Luby. Behind Luby is Allen, behind Allen is Nettan Lindgren, the Swedish woman driver. Superb drive by Nettan. Pilgrim's Drop and Andy Middlehurst in the black Sierra powers past John Cleland who is on the inside as they go into Hawthorne. And Middlehurst runs wide. He's passed, though, as they go down to Westfield. And Cleland goes through again. Middlehurst onto the grass. Sidner goes through, and Middlehurst has lost it. Luby goes by, Allen goes by, Lindgren goes by, and Andy Middlehurst has lost it altogether as the Sierra goes through. And there, behind him, is John Clark and David Coulthard. Middlehurst gets back again. He's gone down 5 places from 9th to 14th. And it's now a 5-car battle between the 2 litres. John Cleland leading, Sidner second, Luby third, Allen fourth, and Lindgren 5th in the 2-litre class. Over the line they go. 2 seconds covers the 1st to 5th in the 2 litres. Paddock up to Druids. John Cleland from Peebles leads the way. Frank Sidner from Nottingham and Luby from Bolton follow through. They're ahead of Jeff Allen from Lee and Sweden's Netton Lindgren. Down into Graham Hill Bend. So, Vauxhall, BMW, Cleland, Sidner. Champions both. Kurt Luby, perhaps a champion of the future. Jeff Allen, champion of the past, British touring car champion when he was driving for Rover. 4th in the class. Netton Lindgren holding on magnificently. In car with Sidner. And he gives some sort of a signal to Kurt Luby behind him. So, I think Luby's trying to pass. No, says Frank Sidner. Yes, says Luby. I'm going to try. But he doesn't succeed at Hawthorne. What a superb circuit Brands Hatch is. It's got everything. Gradient, corners, speed, action. Lots of spectacle. Here it is. That's Dingle-Dale and that's Cleland leading. And this is Ian Forrest and Mark Hales. Mark Hales, number 60 in the Mitsubishi. Only one of those in the race. There he goes. Still leading just. Rob Gravitt, number 11, looking good for a record 7th successive win. Record lap, 1 minute 32.6, 101.4 miles an hour. And there is the battle between Lawrence Bristow, number 10, Sean Walker, number 4, for 4th position. That was Tim Harvey going through up into Druids, and Sean Walker goes through. Sean Walker dives through on the inside of Lawrence Bristow, takes 4th position away from him, and starts to pull away as they go into Graham Hill Bend. So Gravitt leads, Rouse is in 2nd place, Harvey is in 3rd position. This is the battle for 4th between Sean Walker, number 4, Lawrence Bristow. Here are the 2 litres, a 5-car train. 1.5 seconds covers them now. Cleland in the Vauxhall, Sidner, Luby, Allen and Lindgren in BMWs, and the Vauxhall is where it matters, up front. Sidner closing right up on John Cleland's rear bumper as they go over the crest. In car with Sidner, he shakes his head. He may not like it, but Luby is going through on the left. He's done it. Kurt Luby in the BMW goes up to 2nd in class. Cleland, Luby, Sidner, Jeff Allen right behind Frank Sidner. Lindgren is right behind Jeff Allen. And Sidner angrily gesticulating. He wants to get past. I don't suppose Kurt Luby's doing too much looking in his rear mirror just now, though. Up to Westfield, out of it. And if anything, John Cleland's getting away as they go through Dingle-Dell. Cleland, Luby, Sidner, Allen, number 99, 4th position in the class. There's Netton Lindgren, 5th in the class. Down into Clearways. And it's looking like win number 3 coming up for John Cleland and the Dave Cook Racing Team. There he is in his 2-litre Vauxhall Cavalier over the line into paddock. Beautifully steady. Car handles magnificently. Druids. Down into 2nd gear. Into the apex. Down to Graham Hill Bend. The Cavalier has got the legs of the heavier BMWs, and the RAC's handicap system seems to have got the weight penalty just about right. Look at it. Cavalier, BMW, 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 BMW. 4 of them chasing the lone Vauxhall. in car with Frank Sidner. Now, he's got a good points lead over Cleland in the championship, but he'd be obviously happier if he could get back to second in class by passing Kurt Luby ahead of him. And Frank is challenging as they go into Hawthorne. Now Westfield. And Luby's nearly lost it. The back steps out. He's lost momentum. He's gone wide. Frank Sidner is going through. And Jeff Allam is going through. Kurt Luby, and he's touched. He's hit Luby. Allam hits Luby. And Luby has gone down 2 places from second to fourth in just a few yards. And Netton Lindgren is snapping at his boot lid. And this is the last lap. Rob Gravett versus Andy Rouse, and that audacious passing move of Rob Gravett's seems to have cost Andy his 3rd win. Because there's a full second between them now as they go into Dingle Dell, down to Stirling's for the last time. There's Sean Walker, 4th position, staying ahead of Bristow. So Rob Gravett leads, Andy Rouse 2nd, Tim Harvey 3rd. Then Walker, Bristow, Graham Good. There is Sean Walker, followed by Bristow, through Dingle Dell for the last time. Out of Clearways, almost home for that record 7th successive win, and he takes it. Rob Gravett wins with a lap record from Andy Rouse in 2nd position, with Tim Harvey 3rd. But what about the 2 litres? We're in car with Frank Sidner, 2nd in class. John Cleland, the leader, ahead of him on their last lap. It's now or never. They're both champions. Ahead of them is Ray Arms's Honda Civic. They've got to lap it, and they're going to. Pilgrim's Drop coming up to Hawthorns. There are the leaders. Cleland, Sidner right behind him. They're past Ray Arms. On to Westfield. Sidner is pushing very, very hard indeed, and John Cleland is right on the edge. Almost losing adhesion as he comes out of Westfield, but he doesn't. He's still in the lead. Sidner is still 2nd. Jeff Allam in the background is still 3rd. Through Dingle Dell safely. Down to Stirling's. We're with Frank Sidner. That's the leader ahead of him. They've only got Stirling's. Out of it now. Clearways, Clark Curb, the Jack Brabham Straight. And this is coming into Clearways. And it looks to me as though Cleland's going to do it. I can't see any way that Frank Sidner can get past him now. And Cleland knows he's won. The mercurial John Cleland waves in triumph, crosses the line to win the 2-litre class. And up front, Rob Gravett, who couldn't even get sponsorship for his Trackstar Ford Sierra Cosworth until a race ago, proudly leads the way back to the pits. 7 wins from 9 races. He's going to take some catching in the championship now.
Yes, 7 wins in succession for Rob Gravett, and he's helped by Cleland winning the 2-litre class ahead of Sidner. But once again, Gravett had to fight off the stern challenge of Andy Rouse.
Andy was going very quickly there, and I didn't know whether I'd find a way past him, and I did a death-defying act down the end of the straight because it's the only place I could see that I could get past him. Andy wanted the space that I was in, and I wanted the space that he was in, and I thought at one stage that we might have it coming together, but we might have touched paint, but I think that's about it. Frank didn't win the 2-litre class, so that gives us a bit more of a lead, so well done to John here.
John, whatever you pay me, it's not enough.
No, I realise that.
John Cleland had the toughest battle of all, holding off the challenge of Sidner, who gave everything on that last corner. The 2-litre class is the touring car format for next year, so another important point proved by Cleland and Vauxhall over the massed ranks of the BMWs. But Gravett is getting away from them in the championship, and he can take another giant stride to the title in round 10 at the Birmingham Super Prix meeting on Bank Holiday Monday. And we'll have that Birmingham race for you next weekend, but tomorrow live in Sunday Grandstand, Belgian Grand Prix.